not enough. Really hard, it's by the ocean.
Hey everyone, Low Poly Levi here, or should I say Robo Poly Levi. Today we're doing a video about Metroid Fusion for the spooky month. Let's jump into it. We should probably go over a little history of the Metroid series. The original came out on the NES in 1986. It was a smash hit in the West. It continued on the Game Boy, actually, with the often forgotten Metroid 2 Samus Returns. As a game concept, it was pretty good, but on the Game Boy, it's pretty bad. Few buttons for controls, bad screen crunch, and all grayscale, mediocre graphics. Might have to leave that one for Trent to review. It eventually got an amazing remake for 3DS, turning it into a completely different game, in a good way. After that mess, we got Super Metroid, which I actually already reviewed, but I don't recommend you watch it, considering it has a giant watermark, and it's just kind of bad. But the game itself is peak Metroid, and it still holds up today. Next, we got our topic of the video, Metroid Fusion, that kept the quality of Super with better graphics and on a portable system, nonetheless. It's surprising that they could fit a console-quality game on a handheld, on a tiny cartridge, that is. 2 years later, 2004, they used the Fusion engine for a remake of the first game, and then just last year, they finally came out with a new game, Metroid Dread, a project that's been in development hell for over a decade. Between all these games, there were plenty of spin-offs, such as the Prime series, but this is a video about the mainline series games, and I'd be here forever if I were to discuss everything. Now we have our bases covered, let's talk about the game. Fusion has become a fan favorite. As such, this game has skyrocketed in price. I had to drop $90 for my copy, but it's honestly worth it. This game has aged great. Pixel art is still crisp and colorful, and the game isn't padded with a ton of crap. It'll go by a little quick, but you can't really blame it. It was released on a portable after all. This game's music is only really alright though, mainly because it's very compressed because of the hardware it was released on. Another thing that bugs me about the hardware is that I only had 2 face buttons and 2 shoulder buttons. Super Metroid on SNES had 4 face buttons, so half of that makes the controls a bit less fluid and a bit more cumbersome. But other than all the hardware limitations, this game is great. I almost wish it was released on console. Boss fights and exploration feels Metroid console quality, and it always feels nice to get a new power. The main change in this game is the removal of the tiny missile and health restorer thingies being replaced by the X-Parasites. Now, when you kill an enemy, the X that was imitating that enemy will fly up into the air, and you can collect them. Yellow ones will restore a little bit of health, green ones will restore missiles, red ones will restore a lot of health, and the most interesting ones, in my opinion, blue, are at first a hindrance, but once you get the Varia suit upgrade, become a helpful tool to easily recover health. The bosses will also turn into X's once you kill them, which will start a second phase of precisely aiming your missiles to kill it. Once dead, the core will separate from the shell. Upon absorbing it, you'll get a new power. All the powers are your usual Metroid fanfare. You'll also get some standard suits. Now it's time to talk about what makes this game scary. Not only is there dark areas with creepy music, but the main gimmick of the game is that you'll regularly be chased down by an evil X-Parasite clone of a fully powered up Samus, called the SAX. Not short for saxophone, but Samus Aran X. This Samus has ice missiles, which the player, Samus, is very vulnerable to because she got a X-Parasite vaccine which contained Metroid DNA, which made her vulnerable to ice, just like a Metroid. So if you see this thing, you gotta hide, and you gotta run. It leads to very tense moments. There's also an infamous moment in which the Sax blows up a wall just after you've left the room where the two of you almost encountered. But after the wall explodes, it will walk in, look towards the camera, and then zoom in, revealing a blank-eyed, terrifying Samus. First time I saw this when I was little, I nearly fainted. Very unnerving. But there are a lot of hiding segments and chase segments with this thing. There's also a near final battle with the SAX, in which it will transform into a scary-looking monster barely resembling Samus. These segments are tense and horrifying. Honestly, this is almost like a horror game. Also, alongside all this scary stuff is the boss known as Nightmare, who is a nightmare. Not only is the actual fight fairly difficult, but the design is gross and scary. At first, it's just some robot-looking thing, But as you destroy it, the mask will break, revealing a horrifying face. It slowly changes color and melts as it dies. It's disgusting and unnerving. Just sickening that they let this into what would usually be a children's game. Another scary boss is the final one, Omega Metroid. It's kind of looking like an Eldritch Horror kind of thing. Also, Ridley is a little spooky. Another thing that makes this game scary is the idea of the X-Parasite itself. It infects the host and kills it, making the host's last moments absolutely miserable, paralyzing it and making them sick. Once the host is dead, it will copy the host and reproduce copies of the host. Multiple of any creature or person being able to reproduce more and use any ability that the host may have had. They also retain the memories of the host and make them, for the most part, heartless killers. The idea of someone dying, then being replaced by multiple copies of themselves is terrifying. Imagine dying miserably and then a copy of you that has all your memories taking your place with your friends and family, maybe even hurting or killing them because, frankly, it's not you. It's a heartless creature, using your body, mind, and ability to reproduce and take over anything and everything. Truly a scary concept. Would make it for a great horror movie. Even though it's just a game, it makes you think. Imagine a loved one getting replaced by a clone. It'd be terrifying, mainly because you wouldn't know. Other than the fact that their eyes would be blank. But I digress. And that is why, in my opinion, Metroid Fusion is a truly terrifying game. Also, everything about this game is very good, so go play it if you haven't already. Easy 8 out of 8. And with that, I've been Lopala Levi, you've been a great viewer, and I'm off. See ya. Hey everyone, thanks for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you want to watch any content I make in the future, then you should subscribe and press the bell.
Hey, you very good. See you next time.